It is a dark and lonely road, the path of grief and loss. As I stand here, a solitary figure in the night, I am reminded of the pain that accompanies the departure of a loved one, the emptiness that echoes through the caverns of my soul, the ache that lingers in my heart. I have walked this path before, felt the weight of sorrow pressing down on me like a suffocating shroud, and I understand, more than anyone, the agony of losing someone dear to you. Losing someone is not just a physical separation, but a rupture in the fabric of our existence. It is a wound that never truly heals, a scar that we carry with us for the rest of our days. It is a pain that defies logic, that defies reason, that defies all attempts to make sense of the senseless. I remember the night that my parents were taken from me, the brutal crime that robbed me of my innocence, of my childhood. The pain of that loss still haunts me, still lingers in the corners of my mind, a constant reminder of the fragility of life, of the darkness that lurks in the shadows. But I also remember the courage and strength that I found in the midst of that despair, the resolve that burned within me, the determination to never let their memory fade, to never let their sacrifice be in vain. It was in that darkness that I found my purpose, my mission, my calling to protect the innocent and to bring justice to those who prey on the weak. I know that the pain of loss can be overwhelming, that it can feel like a heavy weight pressing down on you, threatening to crush you beneath its unbearable burden. But I also know that you are stronger than you realize, that you have the resilience and the fortitude to weather the storm, to emerge from the darkness stronger and wiser than before. Do not be afraid to grieve, to let the tears fall, to scream into the void and rage against the unfairness of it all. The pain of loss is a natural and inevitable part of the human experience, and it is important to honor that pain, to acknowledge it, to feel it in all its raw and unfiltered intensity. But do not let that pain consume you. Do not let it define you. Find solace in the memories of your loved one, in the moments shared and the love given and received. Hold on to those memories like a lifeline. Let them be a source of comfort and strength in your darkest hours. And remember, my friend, that you are not alone in your grief. Reach out to those who care about you, to those who understand the depth of your loss, and lean on them for support. Allow yourself to be vulnerable, to be held and comforted by those who love you unconditionally. In the face of loss, it is important to find ways to honor the memory of your loved one, to keep their spirit alive in your heart and in your actions. Whether it be through a simple act of kindness, a gesture of love, or a commitment to carry on their legacy, find ways to pay tribute to the life that they lived and the impact that they had on those around them. And above all, remember that time is a healer. The pain of loss may never fully go away, but it will soften with time. It will become more bearable, more manageable. Allow yourself the space and the grace to grieve at your own pace, to navigate the tumultuous waters of grief in your own way. I may be the dark night, a symbol of justice and vengeance, but I am also a man who has known the depths of sorrow and loss. I understand the pain that you are feeling, the ache in your heart that seems like it will never fade. And I want you to know that you are not alone, that there is light at the end of the tunnel, that there is hope on the horizon. You are stronger than you realize, more resilient than you know. You have the power within you to endure, to overcome, to rise from the ashes of grief and loss like a phoenix reborn. Let the memory of your loved one be a beacon of light in the darkness, a source of inspiration and courage in the face of adversity. And remember, my friend, that in the darkest night there are always stars shining above, guiding you on your journey through the wilderness of grief and loss. Hold on to those stars. Let their light lead you through the darkness and know that you are never truly alone. The road of grief may be long and treacherous, but you have the strength and the resilience to walk it with grace and dignity. Allow yourself the space to mourn, to heal, to grow from the pain of loss. And know that in time the sun will rise again, casting its golden light on a new day filled with hope and promise. You are not defined by your loss, but by your ability to rise above it, to find meaning and purpose in the midst of sorrow. You are a warrior, a survivor, a beacon of light in a world that is often filled with darkness. Embrace that light, Let it guide you on your journey and know that you are loved, cherished, and never alone. And remember, always remember, that in the face of loss, there is always a spark of hope, a glimmer of light, a promise of a new dawn on the horizon. Hold on to that hope. Let it be your compass through the storm, and know that you are stronger and more resilient than you ever thought possible. May the memory of your loved one be a blessing and a comfort to you in your darkest hours, and may you find peace and solace in the knowledge that you are not alone on this journey through grief and loss. The road may be long and arduous, but you have the strength and the resilience to walk it with grace and dignity. You are not defined by your loss, but by your ability to rise above it, to find meaning and purpose in the midst of sorrow. You are a warrior, a survivor, a beacon of light in a world that is often filled with darkness. Embrace that light. Let it guide you on your journey and know that you are loved, cherished, and never alone. And though I may walk the shadows alone, know that I stand with you in spirit, in solidarity, in empathy. You are not alone, my friend, and you will never walk the road of grief and loss alone. Together, we will navigate the storm, weather the darkness, and emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient on the other side. Take heart, my friend, and know that you are not alone. You are loved, cherished, and never forgotten. And though the road may be long and fraught with peril, know that you have the strength and the resilience to walk it with grace and dignity. Hold on to the memories of your loved one. Let them be a source of comfort and strength as you navigate the tumultuous waters of grief and loss. And remember, always remember, that in the darkest night, there are always stars shining above, guiding you on your journey through the wilderness of sorrow and pain. With each step you take, know that you are not alone, that you are loved, cherished, and never forgotten. And though the road of grief and loss may be long and treacherous, you have the strength, the resilience, and the courage to walk it with grace and dignity. Take heart, my friend, and know that you are not defined by your loss, but by your ability to rise above it, to find meaning and purpose in the midst of sorrow. You are a warrior, a survivor, a beacon of light in a world that is often filled with darkness. Embrace that light, let it guide you on your journey, and know that you are loved, cherished, and never alone.